But the morning routine is a way for us to move every joint in our bodies through their full range of motion every day. I like to think about it like brushing our teeth, but for our joints. Gets cobwebs out a little bit, gets us ready for the day, warms everything up, and does this really cool mental map thing with all of the joints in our body. Gets us moving the way that we want to. Little afferent, efferent flow according to the FRC program. Basically what we want with our morning routine is to think about only moving one piece of our body through its biggest range of motion without moving anything else. So I can think about it, the best example, easiest example is with my finger. I don't move anything from my finger this way and nothing from my finger this way, but I just move at that joint. I can do a car just like that in both directions. Through the whole thing, we just want to try to push the edges of that circle. No matter what we're doing, we try to make it as big as possible in a nice, easy, slow, controlled motion. If there's ever any pain, we try to carve the pain out of the circle. So like my finger, I could come around. If it hurts there, I can boop right around that pain and then keep moving. That qualifies everything, every joint in your body. If you find a painful spot, just try to keep it as big as you can, but in the pain-free range. We don't want this to hurt. We just want to move as big as we can. So to start, we always start decent, just normal stance. I'm going to walk Andy through the whole thing. We can follow along however we need to. We want to think about, we're going to start in the neck. We're going to work down towards the toes. We're going to think about everything from shoulders to feet. They're in cement. They can't move. Andy is going to take his chin and we are going to tuck it down to his chest as much as he can. One piece at a time through his neck. His chin is going to scrape his collarbone to the right as far as he can. He's going to tip his ear over the back of his shoulder. When he gets as far as he can, he's going to turn his head all the way around this way until that left ear is over the back of the left shoulder. From there, he's going to bring chin back to collarbone, and then he's going to scrape that collarbone back to the middle. We always do everything in both directions. So he's going to scrape that collarbone back this way, tip his ear over his shoulder, turn the head all the way back around until that right ear is over the shoulder. Chin comes back to collarbone at the end of that, and then scrape right back to the middle and back up to neutral. Next, we do the exact same thing, but with the spine. So he's just going to cross his arms over his chest. We are going to, with the spine, do the exact same thing we did with the neck. The caution with the spine is that we don't want anything to happen at the hips. It's only happening through middle back and lower back. But Andy's going to take and elbows come down to the waistband as best he can. We're going to round through the spine. From here, he is going to rotate as far as he can to the right. He is going to take his right shoulder back over the top. Yep. Elbows to the sky as he comes around this way. Exactly. This shoulder comes back down here. We're going to go elbows back to the waistband as we rotate to the middle. Good. And then we stop in the middle and we just reverse. Exact same thing. We're going to come all the way around to the left, shoulder to the back, all the way around, elbows to the sky. Yep, that right shoulder comes down, elbows to the waistband, and back to the middle. And we stand on up. We're going to go through the shoulder blades. So we're going to keep fingers touching our thighs the entire time. Andy's going to try to bring his shoulder blades up to his ears. We're going to keep them as high as we can as we retract or go backwards as far as we can. Then they're going to stay back as we depress them or bring them all the way down. When they're all the way down, we're going to bring them all the way forward. We're going to keep them all the way forward as we bring them up towards our ears again. And then right back to the middle there. We just do the opposite direction. So back up to the ears. We go forward as far as we can, keeping them up. Keeping them forward, we bring them all the way down. When we're all the way down, we bring them all the way back. When they're all the way back, we bring them all the way up. Good. And then right back to the middle. The shoulder joint itself, we're going to spin palm forward. Good. We're just going to do one at a time. So left side first, what we're going to think about, again, is drawing as big of a circle as we can. We're going to think about the pinky as the way we're going to mark this. And we want to bring pinky as far as we can that way. And then to start bringing it up through this circle, we're eventually going to run out of space here where we have to start to let this unwind. And so we're going to let it unwind as we try to draw a circle. And it is just going to keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning. We want to think about wringing out a towel here at the shoulder as we come all the way around until we are finally palm up behind us over here. When we are at palm up and as far back as we can, we let it come right back down to our side. And we do this in reverse. So palm up all the way back. And then we start to wring the towel out the opposite direction we did as that comes around through the circle. And we're going to wring, wring, wring until we are palm up in front of us and across our body as far as we can. Good. Exact same thing through the right. So we go palm forward, across the body, keeping that rotation until we can't. And then we let it unwind as we go around, around, around. Exactly. Again, drawing the circle as big as we can. Good. Palm up back there, down to the side. And then palm stays facing backwards as we go all the way back. And then we start drawing that circle as we really unwind the entire shoulder all the way up and around, making that circle as big as we can. And across the body to palm up, exactly, and right down to the side. Perfect. And then we move into elbows. So with elbows, we always go palms all the way forward. We are going to think about, through the entire thing, rotating out as hard as we can. And then what we're going to picture here is that the air is like 50% thicker than it would normally be. And so we are spinning all the way out. Andy is going to push against that thick air as he bends his elbows all the way palm to shoulder. When he gets to the top, he is going to spin around to palms facing away and then push that air down, 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 down. Good. That thought of pushing through thick air really just helps us irradiate through the whole body and not just make this an easy passive elbow bend. And then we do this in the opposite direction. So palms are still facing backwards. Again, we're going to pull that air up as we bend our elbows, trying to get the backs of our hands to our shoulder. When we're up at the top, we're going to spin those out and then pushing back down all the way down. Good. Good. A well done elbow car actually feels really nice. Next, we go into our wrists. So with wrists, what we have to really think about is, as you just saw with the elbow cars, is there's a lot of rotation in the elbow. There's not a lot actually in the wrist. So what we're going to do is one at a time, and we're just going to hold onto our wrist as we do it. From here, what we have is we have flexion, we have extension, and we have lateral bending, but we do not have rotation. So we're going to try not to rotate. Basically, from here, Andy's going to bring his fingers all the way down. We're going to go towards the thumb as far as we can. Hold that as we come all the way up, 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 up into flexion. Yep. As we get up there, we come all the way towards the pinky side and then back down towards the floor. And then from here, we're just going to do the opposite again. So we're all the way down. We're going to come in towards the pinky. We're going to come up as far as we can, out towards the thumb side. Exactly. And then all the way back down as we hold that. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Good. Yep. All the way down. Come to the, thumb side, and then bend as far as we can up. Hold as much flexion as we can as we go to the pinky side, and then back down without the rotation. Yep. Yeah, really hard not to rotate. Good. And then from there, we do the same thing. We go back towards the pinky. Fingers come all the way up to the thumb as much as we can, and all the way back down. Good. Last little bit is just our fingers. So all we're going to do is we're going to spread all of them wide as we can. We're going to try to bend them one joint at a time all the way into a fist. Yep. And then all the way back out like a caterpillar, inchworm, I don't know what we want to call it. Good. Yep. All the way back out. Again, harder than what you might think, but also feels really good on your hands.
That's delightful.
Yes. We're going to go into the hips. Just like with the shoulders, we're going to do one at a time. We're going to start with Andy's right hip. This should go across the body, and he can use it to really help himself balance. Yep, so right leg is going to come across as far as we can. We're going to hold that rotation as we bring it all the way up, 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 up. When he can't move anymore, he's going to let the rotation go, but keep trying to get higher here. Exactly. That is going to stay high as he comes out as far as he can and starts to bring that foot up into the air. As that comes around behind him, he's going to keep that rotation, trying for more rotation, and then down to his side. Yep, and right back to neutral. From here, we are just going to reverse it, so he's going to bring that leg all the way back behind him, and then out to the side. When he goes out to the side, he's going to lead with the foot as much as possible. Exactly, and then come around up to knee as high as possible, as he tries to fight for more rotation through here to come right back down. Exactly. And then we just switch sides. Good, exact same deal here. We're going to rotate as much as we can, high as we can, keeping that rotation. When we can't come any farther, we let the rotation go, but keep trying to get higher here. This is going to come out to the side as much as we can. We're going to start leading with the ankle to get that around to the side. Exactly. Yep, and back as far as we can. Right back down to the middle and into neutral. Good. And then same deal, back as far as we can. We're going to come over here and he's going to try to lead with the ankle out to the side far as he can. That really gets that internal rotation going. And then around as much as we can, up as high as possible with that knee. As we start to come across the middle, we try to get that rotation back. We'll lose a little bit of height, but that's part of the deal. Good. And then right down. Good. Our next step is our knees. What we're going to do is hook our opposite side arm underneath, and we're going to grab our bicep. And so what we've got, there's a little bit of a jiu-jitsu hold here. You're going to hold that. The entire goal of this is going to be to rotate our foot far in as we can and then extend as far as we can. We won't get all the way there, but we're going to try. And then you're going to rotate out far as you can and pull that thing right back in. Exactly. This is just like in the elbow. We want to think about really pushing through something a little bit thicker than what the air is. And that's all the way out. We come, and then pull it back in, all the way back down. When we are done with the knee, we'll just go straight into the ankle so we don't have to switch sides. The ankle, what we do is point the toes down as much as we can. We're going to invert or roll the ankle in as you pull the toes back up towards the knee. And then we're going to roll the ankle out and push down towards the floor. When we're all the way back down, we're going to roll the ankle out, pull the toes to the knee, roll the ankle in, and push down towards the floor. Good. And then we're just going to switch sides. There we go. If you can, hand goes on top of the knee just so it's not in the way. And that's it. A little rear naked choke action. And then we are just going to turn the foot in far as we can, exactly, and we're going to straighten all the way out. Foot's going to come out towards me or out towards whatever, and then pull back in towards the butt. Again, pushing through that thicker than usual air. Good, and then foot's back out. We're going to straighten as much as we can. Foot comes in, and we bring it back down. Right in this exact same position, we're going to do the ankle. So the toes come down, we're going to point the toes. We're going to roll the ankle in, pull the toes up towards the knee, roll the ankle out, push the toes down. Nice. And then we go roll the ankle out, toes to the knee again, roll the ankle in, toes to the floor. Good. Again, same kind of deal. We're going to stay seated for this. We're going to go both feet flat. And what we want to do is a little bit of toe motion here. This can be a little harder to see, but the goal here is going to be to move only the big toe up as high as we can, and then put it back down. Typically, we do this like 5 times in a row. We'll do big toe up 1, big toe up 2, big toe up 3, big toe up 4, big toe up 5. And then big toe stays down. We do all the little toes up for 1, little toes for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we do 5 where we pick all of them up and we go pinky toe, ring toe, middle toe, pointer toe, big toe. It's like playing the piano. We do 5 of those. All the toes up and outside, inside, down, 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 down. Good. And 3, outside, inside. Yep. And 4, outside to inside. Good.
That is a stubborn damn big toe.
It's how it goes. This is a lot like learning to rub your belly and pat your head. It's just, yep.
While writing with your mouth.
Yes. And that is a morning routine. We went through every single joint in our bodies, moved them through their full range of motion. I hope you feel better.